Hey, what's up, Eagles Nation? It's your guy, Cool Eagle, back here with another video. Just want to come talk to you guys because I know we've heard the news of Deshaun Jackson going to the LA Rams, and I think Malik Jackson signed with the Broncos. I would correct if I'm wrong on that. But at the same time, we've had free agency signings that have prioritized building up his aging defense, especially getting some experience in that secondary with the signings of Anthony Harris. One of my favorite moves of the Eagles thus far, because y'all know in previous videos, I have talked about building up the defense. You know, somewhere where we have not invested the most capital in. I think on one stat I've said in previous videos ago that the Eagles have 30th most in the NFL as far as investments on the defensive side of the ball, which is important if you're serious about building around a franchise quarterback that I believe Jalen Hurts can be. And I think what the Philadelphia Eagles front office is just really trying to do, I think they're trying to build the draft around Jalen Hurts and do free agency around the defensive side of the ball, which is not a bad idea. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are clearly doing it, even though I still feel like they're kind of swagger jacking us a little bit. You know, about how we signed two safeties, and then all of a sudden you hear about them signing two safeties, and now it's like, okay, that's a little sus. But anyway, you know, it's the way of the nature of the NFL. Okay, you sign in free agency to who's available. Availability is the best availability, so no shame on that end there. But then the draft, okay. I know we talked about if Kyle Pitts or Devonta Smith or Jamar Chase aren't at number 6, you gotta go somewhere else. And personally, I would love that Micah Parsons guy. He reminds me a lot of what Darius Leonard could be. I think the system that he played in like I think Penn State, I believe. Style of defense that he has, a lot what Gannon can do, and I think a lot of free agencies, especially players involved on the defensive side, will be more willing to come to Philadelphia just because they know the scheme, they know what Gannon's name brings to the table. You know, the guy that led that monstrous defense into the NFC Championship in 2018, although they did get stomped by the Eagles in that game as well. But understandably, like, from the season until then, like, his defense was one of the most talked about in the NFL, especially in that secondary position where you still had Xavier Rhodes at his prime. Not saying that we have an Xavier Rhodes, but we have Darius Slay, who's known to do very good in a scheme that allows him to break off on the route and get an interception, something that we did not see in Jim Schwartz's style of defense. Now, another thing that I know it seems like it's going to be a bad year, that the Eagles are probably not going to be as competitive as we like them to be. But let's take this into consideration, okay? Like, you got to look at how many teams that we're actually good at. And being realistic right now, just looking at the division alone, okay, I don't think we'll be better than the Redskins this year. Okay, I don't think we'll be better than the Redskins this year. The football team this year. Cowboys, that's still up in the air because we know who Dak Prescott is and what he isn't. And then they're still building up that defense. They recently signed Keanu Neal from the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not sure how that's really going to make much of a difference since he's so injury prone and he hasn't really done enough for me to just say, oh, well, he's scary. And then they signed some other players that nobody's ever heard of and nobody really cares about. But so Dallas is still up in the air, but then New York, you know, they all weapons that they have now. You know, they got Sterling Shepard, they got Darius Slayton, and then I feel like they signed Kenny Golladay, who's also no joke, who's also giving the Eagles problems now. Say what you want to about him, but man, the teams in the NFC East are really loaded. And then as far as like outside of that, who are playing this year, I think we're playing Tampa Bay and Kansas City. I don't think we're better than them, for obvious reasons. Detroit, maybe we can get a game against Detroit, but just looking at the schedule, I don't see a lot of teams that we're better than right now. But I think as the season goes along, I think we can still at least be competitive in our division to at least secure some kind of playoff berth. But Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Thanks for checking me out. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, man. Share this content to all your friends, all the fellow Eagles fans out there, man. And other than that, y'all have a nice rest of y'all's day, and fly, Eagles, fly, baby.